So I'm looking at that as a short-term price target. And for me, short-term is 2 to 4 weeks. All right, welcome to Talking Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. We're here to talk about all things investing. And today I want to talk about a company, Marathon Digital Holdings. They are a Bitcoin miner. We've covered them quite a bit on this channel. So before we get into it, just a little bit about myself. I have a background in accounting. I have about 30 years working with numbers, and I've been a retail stock trader for the last few decades. So my goal on this channel is just to share some of my experiences with you and see if we can make some money along the way. We cover Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners quite a bit, so if that's content that you're interested in, please subscribe to the channel. There's a link below to our Discord. Signing up to our Discord is free. There are some paid levels that you can move up to. We are revamping the Discord as we speak, but we've gained a lot of momentum. We have over 200 people in the Discord right now, and we've been having a really excellent conversation in there. So we would love to have you join us. So again, there's a link below, and you can click that and come talk to us on the Discord. I'm quite active on the Discord. With that said, let's get into Marathon. Okay, so Marathon had some very big news right before Christmas, the last trading day before Christmas, which was Thursday the 23rd. So I'm going to go to the press release. Marathon Digital Holdings Bitcoin mining fleet to reach 23.3 exahash after latest purchase of Bitmain's Antminer S19 XP. So this is their latest and greatest Antminer. These machines are 140 terahash per second. Based on the current delivery schedule, Marathon anticipates all newly purchased miners to be shipped from Bitmain between July of 2022 and December of 2022. The previous amount of Bitcoin miners that Marathon has purchased or has on purchase order were set all to be delivered somewhere in that July range of 2022. So this is the next natural order of things. They have now made their next purchase so that they continue to increase their hash rate from mid-2022 into, this says December of 2022, but they later go on to say the first quarter of 2023. So they didn't really tell us how many Bitcoin miners they bought, and they did not tell us how much they paid for them. So I'm just going to do a little bit of math to try to get a rough estimate. If we look at this press release on December 3rd, which was 20 days earlier, Marathon Digital Holdings announces Bitcoin production and mining operations update for November 2021. So I'm just going to scroll down to the spot that I want to talk about. So right here it says, once all miners are fully installed, the company's mining fleet is expected to consist of approximately 133,000 miners, generating approximately 13.3 exahash. So just prior to this purchase, they were at 13.3 exahash, and that has been true for several months. So that has been their target for most of the last half of 2021. So 13.3 exahash and 133,000 miners. If we go back to this press release from December 23rd, you'll see that they are now saying the company's mining operations are now expected to consist of approximately 199,000 Bitcoin miners, producing approximately 23.3 exahash. So part of the math is quite simple. They're going from 13.3 to 23.3, so they're adding about 10 exahash of machines. I just did a super simple spreadsheet here to try and take a look at what I think this means. So they had 133,000 machines either purchased or on purchase order. With this new announcement, it's now 199,000 machines. So without them telling us directly, just doing the math, it looks like they've ordered 66,000 new machines. I'm estimating the cost of these machines at $7,500. Now that is probably not exactly correct. These are the brand new machines. I've bumped the price up from where people were buying the 110s. These are the 140s. So I don't know exactly what number they got on this, but I do believe that for the purposes of looking at this analysis, this is going to be fairly reasonably accurate. So that means my total estimated cost of this new purchase is about $495 million, so somewhere around $500 million. So if we go back just a little over a month ago, you'll see that Marathon put out a press release. Marathon Digital Holdings, Inc. prices upsized $650 million convertible senior note offering. So they raised $650 million on November 15th. So as is the case quite typically, As these Bitcoin mining companies raise money, when they make that announcement, whether it's a debt or equity raise, and this one is actually a combination, this is convertible, we'll go through that in a second, their stock tends to take a big hit. I have typically used that as a buying opportunity. It's pretty clear they borrowed this money to buy the machines. So I want to talk about one other thing that happened on November 15th, and then I want to go take a look at the stock and show you what happened. On that same day, November 15th, you will see that they issued their 10Q, which is their quarterly report. There was a note that they had received some subpoenas from the SEC to disclose some information. The market reacted violently to that. In my opinion, a massive overreaction. So if I go to the chart, this is the daily chart for Marathon over the last 3 months. You'll see this red candle right here. These are daily candles. This was November 15th. So this stock went down 25% in one day. So to me, that is a wild panic reaction to that news. They borrowed $650 million of convertible senior notes. So initially, this is set up as debt. However, it is convertible to equity. So the market will treat this like it was an equity offering. However, I want to show you something that I think is critically important. At the initial conversion price of approximately $76.17, these notes are convertible to equity at a stock price of $76.17 per share. Take today's price of $39, this actually represents a 95% premium that these investors will have to pay to convert their debt to equity. So for me, when I look at that, even the 37.5% was a massive premium. So again, that's why I think this was a gigantic overreaction. They actually went out and raised money at a 37.5% premium. In this instance, it's way above the market price. So this is just more evidence in my mind that that was a massive overreaction that really just doesn't make any sense to me at all. So I want to take just a little bit of a bigger picture look at the Marathon chart for starters, and then we're going to zoom in and talk about some potential price targets. So if you've seen any of my videos, you'll know that I always go back to this September 29th, September 30th date. That was the bottom of the September short-term bear market in Bitcoin. So Bitcoin bottomed out on that day and then basically turned around and had a massive run up from there. The Bitcoin miners all followed in suit and had a massive run, and none better than Marathon. So Marathon from September 30th to November 9th, and November 9th was the day that Bitcoin hit $69,000, which is its all-time high. So naturally, Marathon hit its all-time high on that day. And unlike a lot of these other companies, which did not get back to their all-time highs, they just hit recent highs, Marathon not only got back to its previous all-time high, it decimated it. It ran right through it and ran up way past it. So that represents about 174% upside from September 29th to November 9th. So that's just about a 6-week period. And Marathon is the largest market cap stock out of all the Bitcoin miners. Now, it's still not a gigantic company. This brought the market cap up to about $7.5 billion. And that's the biggest any of these Bitcoin miners have ever been. So Marathon came all the way down and almost retested this line of support that it had created on September 29th. So if we look here at December 20th, and this is going to be a day that I will continue to go back to as well, I believe this was the day that Bitcoin bottomed out on this recent bear market that we've been going through. So we'll see if this holds, but I believe that this was the bottom. This is the 5th trading day later, and things seem to be moving in the right direction. So from the bottom just a week ago to where Marathon is right now is almost a 25% price increase. So you might feel like you missed the run. However, if we take a closer look, you will see that that is not true. Same exact chart, just zoomed in. This is from November 15th to the current time. You'll see that on November 15th, which was the day we talked about earlier, where they announced their convertible debt and the issue with their subpoenas was brought to light, that's the day that Marathon went down 25%, and it seemed to settle in the next day somewhere around the high 57s, call it $58. It retested that again on December 1st. And then from there, it cascaded down. And if you remember, December 3rd was the Bitcoin flash crash. So from December 3rd to December 20th, obviously that was a massive downward swing. But like I said, in my opinion, I believe that we bottomed out on December 20th. So if we look at a few potential price targets, to get from where Marathon is trading right now at this moment, back to where it was trading right before the flash crash on December 3rd, that would be a 25% increase. So I'm looking at that as a short-term price target. And for me, short-term is 2 to 4 weeks. And again, this is not financial advice. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you exactly where this is going and when this is going. But for me, I believe this is a very realistic 2 to 4 week price target. If we then go back to just a few days before that, which was December 1st. So again, that's less than a month ago. That would actually be over a 45% increase in the price of Marathon stock if it could just get back to where it was at the beginning of December. I believe Marathon in the last half of November and the month of December got to a point where it was extremely oversold. I do think it was a little bit overbought on November 9th. So a small pullback may have been natural, but this gigantic pullback, and again, it pulled back over 60% in about a month and a half from November 9th to December 20th. So I believe that was a drastic overreaction. So I think this goal of a 45% increase back to its December 1st price is also a very reasonable target for the next month. So ultimately, you guys need to decide, whether this represents a good purchase for you and a good investment for you at this point based on your portfolio and your risk tolerance and all that stuff. But for me, I'm showing you how I'm playing it and where I think the potential upside is. So those are my thoughts on Marathon. And thank you very much, and we will see you in the next video.